Back 1 year later to hurt the feelings of Wicked fans across the globe. I don't care about your feelings. If you cannot accept the fact that I went into this movie with an open mind and didn't enjoy it, that is a reflection on you. Now I'm going to tell you about all the reasons why I didn't like Wicked for good. I'd like to start by talking briefly about the reaction to my review to part 1. You can go watch that video. I got annihilated by people in the comments for that video, simply for the reason that I said Wicked Part 1 wasn't a movie for a myriad of reasons, but this is my overview 1 year on. I didn't like the characters. All of the characters in Wicked Part 1 felt superficial, felt like stereotypes, except for the Wicked Witch, Elphaba, and Fiyero, played by Jonathan Bailey. Outside of those two characters, who are essentially the heart of this story, I got nothing out of it character-wise. All the side characters are just giggly little idiots. Ariana Grande is a funny woman and gives a funny performance, but her character is so irritating. And maybe it's because I'm an old man, but that sort of just weird, quirky, always at 11 out of 10 personality just drives me insane. It's not a real person, not a real character. Maybe that's what they're going for. Maybe that's how she was directed. But I'm just telling you, for my taste, I didn't like the music with part 1. Yes, Defying Gravity, the ending song, we've all heard it at some point, I think through osmosis, is brilliant. It's a great song. Really enjoy that song. Really enjoyed that sequence. The song that goes, la la. How good is my singing voice? I'm a bit under the weather if you cannot tell. That's good. That's catchy. But those are the two songs. That's it. Every other song just feels the same and overly long. Also an issue I have with the second movie. The story, I like the concept. I cannot stress that enough. I like the concept. I like trying to give this evil character another side, a different perspective. Let's see the Wicked Witch's tale from her point of view. I like that, but that is not groundbreaking. Taking the villain's point of view, grounding them, making them relatable, not new. And why I don't like part 1 or this story in general, after seeing both sides now, both movies, is it feels masturbatory, wanky, like it goes on too long, like it's in love with itself. It is about a character who looks different, is outcast, thrown out, perceived as bad, and then overcoming those odds. It's not a new story. Predator Badlands a fortnight ago did a very similar thing. Yes, Predator Badlands is way simpler, but that tells a whole story about an outcast overcoming those challenges and finding redemption in just over 90 minutes. The first movie is 2 hours and 40 minutes long and only tells half that story. I, as someone who thinks he can write pretty well, find that masturbatory and hence annoying, not enjoyable. And finally, I just think there was no consideration for general audiences going into Wicked. I should not have to read a book. I should not have to watch a stage play from 2 decades ago. I should not have to read Wikipedia pages to know what I'm going into before I go into a movie. That should not be the case. If I watch some movies that make me want to do that, great, and get a little bit more out of it, great. But going in, you should set up your world, your rules, your characters like I have never heard of you before. That is what you should do regardless of your franchise, unless you are doing a direct sequel. Wicked is the first film adaptation of this stage play. It has no consideration for people like me that don't know anything about Wicked. And I'm not someone that doesn't know anything about Wicked because I'm a guy. I don't want to know. It's not a part of my life. I went to see the movie like I do every movie, open-minded, but it didn't care about catering to me. And the second movie, which we're about to talk about, even though it is a direct sequel, features a lot of elements. If you're not a Wizard of Oz fan, you will be lost. Okay, let's talk about Wicked for Good now, and what I liked about the movie. Easily the best part of the movie, in my opinion, is Jonathan Bailey, who plays Fiyero. He's just the best part. He's miles above every actor in this cast. Whenever he's on screen, I feel intensity, engagement, emotion from him. He's actually acting. Unlike Cynthia Erivo, Ariana Grande, Michelle Yeoh, Michelle Yeoh, by the way, while I'm on her, I think she's abysmal in this movie. Can't sing, sounds like she's reading cue cards, Marlon Brando and Superman style. Awful. Jonathan Bailey, just amazing. I thought he was amazing. Best part of the movie. Like the dude immensely. He's having quite a good couple years, and in my opinion, he should play the new James Bond. That's my opinion. Like I was saying before, the concept of the story is good. And the concept of this half of the story is kind of better than the first half, because this goes into government control, propaganda, manipulation of news, perceptions, that sort of thing, control of the masses, that sort of thing. It's sort of kind of relevant in the world we live in. It's been kind of relevant throughout modern history. I like that. And I genuinely think if you took out the musical or kept the musical aspect, but told the story through a darker lens, it'd be pretty brilliant. Imagine taking this colorful, wacky world and grounding it like Andor. Imagine Dan Gilroy's Wicked. That would be cool. There's a lot of parallels between Andor and Wicked for Good. Like I just said, the themes of government control, manipulation, propaganda, coercion. I know it's a pipe dream and it's quite a leap, but I think a little bit of darkness would have helped this movie. It's too bubbly and silly for its own good. An example of that, of the worst scene in the movie, spoilers for the next 30 seconds while the spoilers is on screen. Elphaba's sister, Elphaba, the wicked witch, her sister gets crushed by the house that Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz arrives in. They don't give that death anything. She just gets crushed because she's out in a storm for some reason, chasing a boy. This is just opening a can of worms. Anyway, they give her death no time, no grief. And then all of a sudden, Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo, their characters, start slapping each other like little girls. It is pathetic, and this whimsy, cutesy music is playing. So embarrassing. So embarrassing! That's what I want to talk about really quick while my head is in that space. I know this is more tailored towards women and this and that. You know, you girls, you can't want these strong, independent female characters and also have the entire plot essentially be a love triangle and the women in these movies pining over men. Like I said, the Wicked Witch's sister is literally in a storm. She's in a wheelchair, by the way. She's out in a storm looking for her man because she's obsessed over her man. The two characters, the two leads, fight over Fiyero. Literally, physically fight over him. It's just... You can't have your cake and eat it too, girls. I know I sort of just talked about some things I didn't like, but before that, you know, Jonathan Bailey and the idea of this story, that's all I liked. Alright, what I don't like, the plot, it's all over the place. As I said, neat concept, execution, no, because this movie is about Elphaba trying to bring down the Wizard of Oz. And I don't know how far in time ahead we skip from the first movie. It feels like a year, maybe a bit longer. All she's doing, this wicked witch with all this immense power, is creating smoke signals in the sky, interrupting some construction because the animals in this movie are slaves now, so she's freeing the animals here and there. That's all she's doing. And then halfway through the movie, spoilers again, she just flies into the Wizard of Oz's office and has a chat with him and almost makes things right then and there. So why did she take so long to do that in the first place when nothing else was working? I understand Elphaba's motivations, but she's a dumb character because the way she goes about trying to redeem herself, overthrow the wizard, are just stupid. Ariana Grande's character, Glinda, she's now the mouthpiece of good. She's the antithesis of the Wicked Witch. She's the beautiful, nice witch in pink, right? So she's propped up to be that mouthpiece for the Wizard of Oz. And it's about that conflict. And as I said, there's this love triangle thing where Ariana Grande is going to marry Jonathan Bailey, but he's in love with the Wicked Witch. And then he runs away with the Wicked... This is just turning into spoilers. I'm just going to say spoilers now, because I have to talk about these things, all right? Spoilers until it goes away. So that's the first half of the movie. It's like this. She wants to overthrow the wizard. Ariana Grande just wants to be, seen and heard, but she also misses her friend. And she's also in love with Jonathan Bailey, and he's in love with the Wicked Witch, and it's messy. It's all over the place. And that's the first half of this movie. Then Dorothy arrives in Oz, the Wizard of Oz. I don't know about you. I haven't seen the Wizard of Oz in 20 years. I know the Wizard of Oz. Let's say, for an example, an 18-year-old couple go to watch this, date night. This goes back to my point earlier about lack of consideration for general audiences. I highly doubt 18-year-olds these days know a whole bunch about The Wizard of Oz. It is a 90-year-old film. I know it's one of the most iconic of all time, but that doesn't mean everyone's seen it or knows about it. You've got to keep that in the back of your head when you're making a film. So Dorothy arrives in Oz, but you don't know it's Dorothy. There's just a house. This is if you don't know The Wizard of Oz. There's just a house that lands on Elphaba's sister. And then Glinda just says, "Good luck, Dorothy, on your adventure." They don't show the Wizard of Oz story. They just show key moments of it. And yeah, for those that know, it's like, oh, that's that moment. We can connect the dots. But if you don't know, the second half of this movie would be baffling to you. They also give backstory to characters I never knew had these backstories, like the Tin Man. I thought the Tin Man's look was really cool and all that, but he was the boyfriend of Elphaba, her sister. In a baffling turn of events, Fiyero gets captured at one point, sacrificing himself for Elphaba, gets turned into the Scarecrow. All these things just happen. It's like a Disney Star Wars movie where they retroactively fill in the dots to be like, oh, that's that character. This is how this came to be. That's how Han Solo got his name. Look, there's the Scarecrow. By the way, the Scarecrow's costume design in this film is bizarre and really uncanny and looks weird. Moving on. Look, I'm going to wrap this plot talking point up by just saying the movie ends with the iconic, "I'm melting," but you don't see it. It's just shown in shadow, and the Dorothy character, who you never actually see, is seen splashing the water on the witch through the point of view of Glinda, who's locked in a wardrobe, a closet. So you never see the scene. This is what I mean. If you don't know The Wizard of Oz, you're going to be so lost. She fakes her death. She walks off into the sunset with Fiyero, who is now forever the Scarecrow. Glinda gets to be in charge of Oz now, I guess. Everyone lives happily ever after. All I'm saying is, it's a mess. The plot is all over the place. The themes are not clearly defined. Characters disappear. If you're not Glinda or Elphaba or Fiyero, the director doesn't care about you, the writer doesn't care about you. The Tin Man, he had a very big presence in the first movie. He just gets turned into the Tin Man, gets very, very angry, never see his payoff. You know what happens in the Lord of the Rings, Wizard of Oz, if you know it, but not in this movie, so his character, no payoff. As I said, Elphaba's sister just gets crushed like that. No time to grieve over her. The Wizard of Oz, he just gets chased out of Oz. I guess that's it, goodbye. I don't know, it just feels rushed, messy, which is incredible to say, because they've had like near 5.5 hours to tell this tale, and it still feels like they didn't fully achieve it. And I guess we need to talk about the music. I talked about it in my video last night, my out of the theater reaction. I don't think the music's good. I don't think it's memorable. In the first movie, there were 2 songs I liked, like I mentioned at the start of this video. In this movie, there are 0 songs I liked. It all sounds the same. The orchestra playing behind the lyrics, it's just loud and noisy. It's noisy. It's not unique. No, there's no one song that I can even hum to you right now. The lyrics go on and on. They are stretched out. These musical scenes are stretched out and, in my opinion, go on too long. And then a counter argument to that you might say is, well, that's how it was in the stage play. That doesn't mean you directly copy it to screen. Do you know what an adaptation is? Do you know why they hand out Best Adapted Screenplay Oscars? It's because when you adapt something, you gotta think about it. You can't just copy it. Don't give me these low IQ, BS counter arguments. Yes, there are things you like to see. There are pinks and greens and quirky, bubbly little idiots running around everywhere, all happy pandy dandy. But that doesn't make for good filmmaking. I can prance around. Look, I got a pink light. If I just shine this pink light on my face and be a happy Ootsie Tootsie, I'm in the Wizard of Oz. How horrible Dendius. Doesn't make for a good YouTube video. Just because things are like thing you know doesn't mean it's good. So stop being low IQ, use some thought, and be better. I have spoken too long about a movie I don't like. I don't mean to be negative about this franchise. A year ago, I went in, hoping to at least enjoy myself because I had seen clips from the stage play and thought, yeah, it's kind of catchy, some of those songs. I liked the concept of the story. I went in wanting to like it, didn't like it. Then the reaction I got to me not liking it just made me a little bit biased and bitter. And now after seeing the second part, I feel like I've just wasted my time. So, yeah, that's Wicked. Don't waste your money.